people who own XRP. This is your return to the cryptocurrency channel. I hope you all had a great weekend and are ready for a great week ahead. If you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Click that red button to subscribe and join the cryptocurrency army. Now, let's look at the real situation on the cryptocurrency market. You already know what we can expect in terms of the price of XRP. Taking everything into account, we are starting to see the market actually going back into the green, specifically over the last hour to be exact, which is what a lot of coins are doing right now. In the last 24 hours, however, you've seen a bit of a 50/50 split with some coins going up and some going down. XRP has seen a retracement of about 1.2%, and its price is now $218.00. Bitcoin's value is at $1.27 billion and a half dollars, and its trading volume for the 24 hours was about $1.5 billion. These numbers are similar, are pretty much break even. Before we go any further, I just want to say that nothing on this channel should be taken as business advice. If you're thinking about investing in cryptocurrency, you should always do your own research and due diligence. For example, US spot ETFs bought 18,654 Bitcoin this week, while the average number of Bitcoins mined was only 350. This shows that Bitcoins are becoming harder and harder to find. The next event, I think, will change the whole game when it comes to Bitcoin accumulation. We are seeing record high demand, which means that the demand is greater than supply. The next event, I think, will change the whole game, which is why there is such a large amount of demand coming up. And as for this asset class, you should know that we'll talk about in more detail later. For now, take a look at this. The Federal Open Market Committee meets this Wednesday, and the Federal Reserve will decide whether to slow the rate hike or keep interest rates the same. What are your thoughts on that? Please share them with me in the comment section below. There is a pause right now regarding the tariffs, but we have started to hear positive things regarding them. We've been looking at the jobless rate, company quarterly earnings reports, and of course tariffs. You know that there's a pause right now because President Donald Trump of the United States has said he wants to work with other countries to find a solution to the problem. In your own words, what do you think about this? Will the interest rate finally go down? Of course, people always compare it to Canada. Significant drops in interest rates have happened in Canada. I would say that over the last 7 or 8 months, there have been a significant number of rate drops. As of right now, there have been 4 rate drops, and if I'm not mistaken, there could be as many as 5. As you know, people are hoping that interest rates will go down, which would be great for the markets. There is a chance that this will cause the price of Bitcoin to reach an all-time high. If interest rates don't go down, there will definitely be some changes in the exchange rate. Think about this, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. Depending on the situation, you either have a license to send money or you don't. Ripple has achieved this. There is no middle ground for XRP. They have the money transmitter license. That governing point of view, as you may already know, this is one of the very few examples I'd like to share with you so that you can see for yourself how important compliance is. I'm sorry for the trouble this causes. SWIFT stated that it would be integrating ISO 2022 by November this year. The new financial system is set to go live this year, and XRP is also fully ready. According to Finastra, a partner of Ripple, this is the first time in history that all payments are moving to a digital profile. Of course, you know that as we start to see fewer and fewer payments, you know that payments are moving. If you want to see some kind of compliance factor come into play, guess what you want to see happen digitally? Of course, no new tech coming in, and of course, infrastructures and adopting blockchain technology. Obviously, I think we're still in the very early stages of adoption from big players like governments and big companies. You know, the change we've been talking about for a long time is about to happen. It won't happen overnight, but it's worth noting that we are already seeing a lot of these things happen. Of course, this is also a great thing for you to remember and look at what the President of the United States, Donald Trump, said today. As you know, the cryptocurrency market was much stronger than the stock market during the last crash. It was very popular and very hot, so it's not surprising that he said in this interview that he had to start paying attention to the China is likely to join the cryptocurrency market soon, so they want to be ahead of the competition. The statement reminds me of what we were talking about before he came back to work. For example, there is a lot of talk about whether or not US based projects will not have to pay capital gains taxes on anyone who owns those coins. As of right now, nothing is official, but is that really in the works? There's a lot going on, and you can see that the powerful country, once again, the United States of America, is really going all in on cryptocurrency. I believe it will be successful. I'm very much in the beginning stages of this, and you will see some shockwaves really being felt in the near future if you are interested in the supremacy of this situation. I will show you the dominance on an hourly basis. Over the last few hours, we have seen the dominance really drop, which is something we shouldn't forget. You can see for yourself if the dominant position did actually see a major decline and this trend continues, you know what I mean? Even though the view is very high, I just want to let you know that Bitcoin had a small drop. We fell to 93%, as you could see. But you should know that I've made some progress in my recovery since then. Right now, we are in the 23.6 range, which, as you probably know, is the bullish zone for me. When everything is looked at together, it's clear that Bitcoin is a great asset. The fact that we just got back from the weekend makes it even more clear that there is more manipulation going on than usual. People who hold XRP are patient if the price of XRP is still ranging and continuing to rise inside the 38 degree, the level of the Fibonacci retracement.